Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So my name is Maria Landry. I am the Director of Admission at Tulane Law School. Let me tell you a little bit more about Tulane. So the first slide is just our school, and it has the QR code. So if you get your phone next to it, it leads you directly to our website. So it's just a fun way to get you to connect to our website and learn a little bit more about our school. For those of you that don't know, Tulane Law School is located in New Orleans, Louisiana. So we're pretty much on the heart of the South. New Orleans is not the capital of Louisiana, but is the fun city of Louisiana. It's a wonderful city. It's a city known for its architecture, for its Spanish and French influence. It's known for its food. It's known for its music. And at the bottom right of that slide, you see that's pretty much the Tulane University campus. So Tulane Law School is part of a very large university that offers undergrad classes, that offers graduate programs, that offer PhDs, that offer law programs. And the law school is located in that big, gorgeous main campus that you see over there. So the one thing I think you learn a little bit about your 3+1 program, you know that you can come to Tulane while you're still doing your first law degree. But pretty much what you would do here is you join one of those first 5 programs that I have over there. So the 3+1 will allow you to complete your legal education back home at the same time that you do an LLM program at Tulane. And those are the 5 LLM programs that Tulane offers. We have an LLM in Admiralty and Maritime Law. I don't know if you're familiar with the field, but Tulane is known for having the #1 program in the world in maritime law. We offer a very large number of classes. We offer over 35 credits in Admiralty and Maritime Law on a yearly basis, which compared to other very good schools in the field is a very high number of credits offered. We have an LLM in Energy and Environmental Law. I'm very biased. I would say that's a very good one too. We have a number of classes in environmental law. I will be happy to tell you that I believe that in the past, we used to focus a lot on environment, which I don't think it's a bad thing, but in recent years and noting the demand for it, we added a large number of energy classes. We always had an environmental center. Now we have an environmental center and an energy center. We hired a professor from Finland to join us in that program. Professor Kim Tallis is the director of the Energy Center, and he offers a lot of energy classes. And then we have an LLM in International and Comparative. Again, I think I'm always going to be talking about our programs in a favorable way, but the reason why I think this is a very good program and a very different program from a lot of other schools is, so Tulane, again, located in Louisiana. Louisiana is the only state in the United States that does civil law. So we base our law in the state of Louisiana in the Napoleon Code. So you're all very familiar with civil law. The rest of the United States are not familiar with civil law. They do common law. So the reason why I think Tulane has a very strong program and it's so competitive when it comes to comparative law is we have to teach the majority of our students that do common law. We have to teach them common law because a lot of them, and even our international students want to go take the New York bar, go back to Florida, go back to California, go back to Texas. So we have to offer all those common law classes, but we also have to teach the students that want to stay in Louisiana. And those students need to learn civil law. And we also have to teach federal law, which relies heavily on common law. So we're this mixed school that has to offer everything from civil law to common law to the middle ground. So I think that's what makes our international or the comparative part of our international and comparative program very strong. And then the international portion would be that we have a wide range of faculty that comes from all over the world. We have a lot of classes that are comparative on a civil versus common, but we also have comparative classes or international classes that we'll discuss more. China markets, that will discuss European markets, that will discuss South American markets. So there's a lot of classes that you can take and that you can engage that are both international and comparative. Um, then we have the LLM in American law, and the LLM in American law, it's pretty much an LLM that if your desire is to either learn everything that you can about the US legal system because you know that in the future you're going to work at a company that is based out of the US and you think you need that knowledge, that's one way to do it, or that's one way for doing it. And the other reason to do it is students that have an interest in taking the bar exam in the US. So students that want to take the bar exam in the US, they might still be able to do Admiralty or Energy or International, but they might want to just focus in American law because their main goal is not to learn about one of those specific subjects, but it's really to master the bar exam, to master how to take the bar, and how to be competitive in a US market. And then we have the general LLM, and the general LLM is, I will tell you that particularly for students in partnership programs, is a very, very common program to be picked. I'm quite sure that a lot of our 3+1s in past years that did the program from your university did the general. And why? The reason for that is because the general LLM will give you a very, very, very big flexibility. And that means that if there's classes, sometimes there's classes that you should have taken at home and you didn't. We offer those classes, and I'm talking about private international law, public international law. So if those are classes that you didn't take at your university during those 3 first years, but you think you should take that class on your last year of law school and on your LLM, we offer those classes, so you can take one of those classes. In reality, we offer almost 200 classes on a yearly basis between main classes and seminars and mini courses. So the general LLM truly gives you the opportunity of picking and choosing US legal system classes, an environmental law class because you want to know what's all about, a maritime class because you also want to know what's that about, or just picking classes from banking. So we don't offer an LLM in bank and in finance, but we have a lot of those classes. We have business enterprises, we have finance, we have mergers and acquisitions. So even though we don't offer an LLM in banking, if you want to just have your resume focused on those classes, you can do that through the general LLM. Another program that is very, very famous at Tulane, that it's a certificate for JD students, but it's not available for LLMs as an LLM program, but all the classes are available, is sports law, for example. So we have a very strong sports law program, and a lot of our general LLM students just do that. They take a lot of our sports law classes, and then on their resume, they can say, general LLM with concentration in finance or concentration in sports law. So the general LLM truly gives you that flexibility when it comes to diversify your studies or focus in something that we don't have for an LLM, but we do have a lot of classes in. Then for those of you that want to think a few years ahead of the scale, I'll just give you a very small rundown of other programs that we offer. We also have an SJD program, and what that is pretty much a PhD in law. The only way that you can apply for that is if you already have a first law degree in an LLM. And pretty much just like a PhD, what the SJD program does is you have 1 semester of classes, and then from that moment on, you have to do a dissertation project, and you have a supervisor, and that normally takes 4 years, but at the end you end up with a very large piece of writing that you can publish, that you can present to others. There is an oral presentation at the end, and a lot of students that do the SJD program are interested in doing academic work or writing law for a living. So that's a little bit of the SJD. And again, the JD Advanced Standing, it's a little different, or it's not something that you would be able to combine with the 3+1 program. But if it's for students that know for a fact that all they want to do is live in the US, be an attorney in the US, and they don't think the LLM is the way to get there. So if you already have a first law degree, you can combine that first law degree with a JD in just 2 years. And at the end of that, of those 2 years, you have a JD, just like a US student has a JD, but you can do it in 2 years because you already have a first law degree. So that's the run on the programs that we offer. About the part that everyone wants to know about. So for your application through your university, we don't request that you apply via LSAT. So that's the main law school admission council. You don't have to do that. There's a PDF application form that you complete. The documents can all be sent directly to us. The only thing that we ask that not be sent to us directly is your transcript. So we ask someone at the university to send your transcripts, and those transcripts need to be in English, but that's it. Other than that, it's a very, very simple application. I will just give you a runs up on what's required. You complete the application. It's just personal information, where name, when you're completing your degree, birth, all the basic information. And then on top of that, for the application, you will need to submit a personal statement. The personal statement is a two-page document, and it's a very simple document. It's a very simple presentation on you. Then a resume. I always tell students that it is possible to do a personal statement about your academic achievements, but keep in mind that we already have your resume. So I always say that a personal statement should be more focused on what you want to do in the future with your degree, or something interesting in the past that led you to law. So something different, that it's not all the information that I already receive when I get your resume. So I need a personal statement, I need a resume, I need your complete transcripts, I need your English proficiency, and I need 2 letters of recommendation. The letters of recommendation can be from professors, or if you've done an internship, if you've done an externship, if you've done any volunteer work particularly in law, in any summer past, you can add one of those. They don't have to be professional and academic. They can be both academic, they can be both professional if you think that's your very big strength. There is no minimum GPA required for the application at Tulane, but do keep in mind that we have this holistic approach to the application, meaning we will look at everything that you submit, from your transcripts to the personal statement, to the letters of recommendation, to the English proficiency. We look at it as a whole. Scholarships available. So based on the partnership program that we have, you have an automatic, if you're admitted to Tulane, if we deem your application to be acceptable, you automatically get 30% off the tuition, and that's the standard. However, keep in mind that that does not preclude you from getting more money, meaning if we just look at your application and you're admissible, everything, so your transcripts look good, your English looks good, your letters of recommendation, all that, you automatically get the 30%. If we note big strengths on your application, if whatever it is, a very good English score, a very good grades, wonderful letters of recommendation, all those things can add on to those 30%. So you can keep building up to get more scholarship. Do keep in mind that Tulane does not offer full scholarships to anyone, not for JDs, not for LLMs, not for anyone, but we believe we can be very generous when it comes to the awards that we offer. And then you're all here, so I think you do see some value in maybe not I will hope I'm convincing you the value of a Tulane law degree, but I believe that you're all here because you believe on a value of a degree from the US. And I will tell you that the strength of a Tulane one will be, as we talked at length about this, the ability to specialize in a specific field, the many courses that we offer, the specifics in maritime, energy, environmental, international comparative. So I think that's one of the strengths of Tulane. The creating a global network, it doesn't matter if you come on a partnership program, it doesn't matter if you come on as an exchange student, or if you come as a standard LLM student that just graduated, or a graduate student that graduated 5 years ago. It's 1 year abroad, 1 year at Tulane will give you a global network that you would not think about before you arrive in the US. You have a group of LLM students that you create that network with. You have JD students that will create that network with. You have faculty. We have at Tulane Law School, we have a very, very open faculty. They will come in, they will talk to you. If you tell them, do you know anyone in Mexico that works in this specific field of law? They will go out of their way to find someone if they don't know someone already, or they will give you the name of an LLM from 10 years ago that they think it's a good match for you. The staff, sometimes we also have answers for you, and we have a very, very strong alumni base. We have alumni all over the world, and we are very happy to put you in contact with them, and they are very happy to engage with you. So I think that's another very big strength of our programs. Then the ability of strengthening your legal English skills. And this is, of course, you come here, you already need to have some knowledge of English, because otherwise you can't make it through an all in English class. So we know that your English is strong already, but keep in mind that it will only increase throughout that 1 year that you're here. You have classes in the same classroom as JDs. Don't let that frighten you. It just means that your English will get stronger. You will listen to them talking. You'll catch on words that they're saying. You'll catch on phrases that they use, the way they talk. It's a learning. If you were just on an LLM, on a class with just LLM, sometimes it could be the professor is speaking, could be like, hey, do you understand what he said? On a JD class, you can ask that too. Do you understand what you're saying? But you're getting an easier version of what he said, but also in English. So you're always strengthening your English skills. I always tell students, fight the urge to live with someone that speaks the same language that you do. Find US students to live with, undergrad ones, JD ones, doesn't matter, but living with English speaking, or living with someone that speaks Chinese, someone that speaks French. It's always best when you're abroad, because that will keep you from speaking Spanish the entire time that you're here. And the last thing is, it will absolutely prepare you for a global practice. It will prepare you for the global practice because of the amount of knowledge that you get, that it's not just focused on the way that they teach things in Mexico or the Mexican legal system, but it's because you get exposure to the US legal system. It's because you get exposed to other people's legal system, because you're on a classroom with JDs, but you're also in a class with people from China, with people from France, with people from Ghana. So those people might give you a perspective of what happens in their countries, and that will give you an extra preparation for your global practice. And also the amount of activities that we let you participate in and that we invite you to participate in. So you can participate as an LLM student, again, regardless of your part of the partnership. You're allowed and encouraged to participate in our moot court, the journals. Some of the clinics, we have 8 clinics, only 2 are available for international students, and I have to be very honest about that. It's a good opportunity if you can do it, but if you can't, there are internships opportunities that you can do in a courtroom, that you can do at the law firm, that you can do at a pro bono office. I did mine at the Orleans Parish Public Defender's Office. very frightening, but a very good experience. We have summer abroad opportunities. If you want to spend the summer abroad before or after your LLM, you have to pay for your housing and you have to pay for your expenses to get there, but you don't pay for the course. It's not available. It's not going to be available this coming summer because COVID is really taking away all of our good plans. But let's say if you start this fall and then after the fall, you think, you know what, I really want to just end this on a good note and go to Greece, go to the UK, go to Germany, go to Siena, I'm missing one, go to Paris. You can end your program in one of those summer abroad programs without paying for the program, but you do have to pay for your traveling expenses there. And again, preparing you for the US can just be taking some courses that will allow you to sit for the US bar. In that way, you can be a licensed attorney both in your home country and the US. You can work for American companies. It doesn't mean that you're taking the US bar to stay in the US, and because it might be what you want to do, but it doesn't have to be. Some international companies do value the fact that you have the bar exam from a different country, particularly from the US, if you want to work for an international or an American company. And I haven't stopped talking, guys, for almost half an hour. That's my information on this last slide. Thank you, everyone. It was absolutely a pleasure to be here.